What up YouTube, this is Rather Be Welding Kanmei again with another homemade project. Today, a couple people have asked me how I've built this design and how I've designed the clutch and the everything. So what I'm doing is I'm just making one video and showing everything you need to know on how to build this exact design. What you need is a BMX bike with 20-inch tires. And you also need a BMX bike with a certain kind of pedal assembly, or pedal system, or whatever you want to call it. There's two kinds. There's this kind which you want, this kind which you don't want. This kind is not a BMX bike, but it has the same. It's just one thing. It goes up, goes through, and it goes back up the other side. There's bearings in here. You do not want to use this. You're able to use this, but it makes your job so much more easier if you use this. This has three parts to it. This, and then there's a shaft. Can you see that? Can you see that? Come on, focus, you stupid camera. Thank you. There's a shaft that goes all the way through here and sticks out on both sides about an inch to inch and a quarter. And on the shaft there's the bearings, the normal bearings that are on pedals. This is the kind you want, because all you have to do is take these, which these slide on and off the part that sticks out. All you gotta do is loosen this bolt or nut or whatever it's called. You loosen it, it just slides off, and then you have already a shaft that's sticking out on both sides that you're able to use. All you gotta do is find a 3/4 inch hub to slide on here. You have to grind it just a little bit, but that's not too much of a problem because it has this weird shaped, it's not perfectly round, it's star shaped or whatever, it's different shapes. So all you gotta do is grind those down grind them down just a little bit, and it perfectly slides on there. I didn't have to weld this on. I just kind of slid this on and tightened down these tensioning things, whatever you want to call them, down. I didn't have to weld it on. So this is the kind you need. It makes your job so much more easier. And here I went online. This is a Mongoose BMX bike with 20-inch tires. I went online and I tried to find this same exact model, or if bikes even have models or whatever you call them. I tried looking for this exact same one. I could not find it. I found some that are similar and that possibly will work. So here's just a couple of pictures, what they look like and how much they are on eBay. Okay, when I went on eBay, these are the bikes I found. These bikes aren't necessarily the bikes you have to get. These are just bikes I found, which they seem to all have the same brand, Sabrosa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if that's a brand or a model. I don't know. But each of these bikes has the pedals that you need. There's a picture. There's another picture. That is the kind of pedal system that you need. If you already have a bike that has those kind of pedals, great. If you find one cheaper, even that's great. So, but these are the bikes I found that will work. So again, if you already have a bicycle, if you already have a BMX bike that has that kind of pedal, great. Use that. But these are the bikes I found. Okay, so those were a couple of bicycle models that you could possibly use if you want to build something like this. One thing you have to realize, I'm not guaranteeing that if you do build something like this, that it's going to perform exactly the same as mine. It's going to look exactly the same as mine. This is not a kit you buy at home. This is something you make at home yourself. So, everything that you work on is going to be different from this one that I built. So I'm just showing you how I built mine. So in case you want to build one of your own, you know how to, you know where this goes, you know where that goes, you know that this needs to be here and this needs to be here. So, again, no guarantees it's going to look the same and perform the same. So, anyway, the motor. Try and use a 6.5 horsepower motor. This is a 6.5 horsepower motor, Briggs & Stratton. Try to use Briggs & Stratton because Briggs & Stratton are awesome. This is 6.5 horsepower. Again, try and use a 6.5 horsepower, possibly 7, because if you don't, it's just going to have such a hard time getting you up a hill, getting you anywhere. But if you live somewhere where you don't have hills, you don't really need to have a 6.5 horsepower. It varies where you live and what kind of design you have, if you're using a centrifugal clutch or my clutch design. The clutch I'll show you in part 2. This is gonna have to be a 2-part video because I'm running it. I only have 14 minutes of video space, therefore trying to explain this entire thing in under 14 minutes is really hard and really challenging. So this is going to be a 2-part, possibly a 3-part video. So, anyway, moving on. So, try and use a 6.5 horsepower motor, possibly 7, if you can get one. So, the frame. One thing you have to make sure to do is build the frame around the motor. Do not just build the frame and hope that the motor is going to fit. You have to build the frame around the motor. And you have to, what I had to do, I had to set, can you focus? That's focused. I had to set this bar. This is galvanized shit. Don't use galvanized. This is a 1 1/4 inch size round tubing. You have to make sure the bottom bar is low enough to where when you put your top bar on here, it's not going to hit the motor. So make sure you account for that. I had to make this about like 2.5 to 3 inches below this hub right here. So make sure you do that. And getting ahead of myself. This is the original frame. This was trying to get this. This was like right here. You're going to have to. It was like right there. You're going to have to extend the frame about I had to extend the frame about like 4 or 5 inches to accommodate in between there and to accommodate the motor. So you got to make sure this clears. If you have something that shocks on the front end, which would be nice. I do want to build one of these eventually with shocks on the front because you feel every bump. But you make sure the tire clears the frame. So again, build the frame around the motor. Make sure your frame is strong. My welds look like shit, I'll be honest. They look like shit, but they hold. So make sure your welds are not shit, and make sure your frame is not shit. So, moving on, that's the frame. And you can build the frame however you want to, however it needs to be, whatever, everything is different. Your design is going to be different. I'm guaranteeing you that. It's going to be different. It's going to be a challenge, more than a challenge for, everything. Everything is a challenge. So, anyway, now, moving on to the rear sprocket and chain. The sizes that I used is this is a 14-tooth sprocket. I took this off. I took this off to show you what it looks like. But right now I'm just showing you the sizes. This is a 14-tooth sprocket. This is about 1.5 inches to 2. No, this is around like 2 inches wide. And then this is a 8-inch wide. This is 48 teeth. So this is a 48-tooth sprocket, about 8 inches wide. So how to attach them from here is if you get the right bike. If you get the bike with this kind of pedal, this is what it's going to look like. There's going to be a bolt here and a bolt here. You have to take this bolt off and just loosen this one, and then this excuse me, it just slides off, and then you have about 1.25 inches long shaft, which is the perfect amount. This is perfect. It's already on here. It's already set. It already has bearings. So it's perfect. All you need to do is see these little grooves. You gotta. There's this inside here is star shaped, or yeah, it's not round. Same thing with this. It's not round. You gotta make it to where this fits onto here. It's just a little bit bigger than a 3/4 inch shaft. So get a 3/4 inch hub, grind it down till this fits, and then put it on there. I was kind of impatient, so I'm hammering it on. I took it off just to show you guys what it looks like. I need to attach it. Before I attach this, let me show you how I attach this. With this on the bicycle, there is this and these. When you take this off, you're gonna take this off. You're gonna find a couple of these and a shit ton of tiny little bearings. Just throw this stuff, throw that kind of stuff away. Get it out of here. Keep this if you want. I don't know. I kept it because I never throw away anything. Even though I just said I threw away all those bearings and those washers, which I kind of didn't throw them away. But anyway, moving on. Sorry. Take this off, and what you're gonna find, if you get the right size, what's this called? Sprocket. If you get the right size sprocket, oh, and by the way, I got everything here I bought at Tractor Supply. So if you have a Tractor Supply where you live, you are set. So if you at Tractor Supply, there is this thing. They sometimes don't have it because they don't stock their sprockets and gears that often. So if you get this, it's going to have like a really wide center hole, which perfectly slides on this thing that goes all around perfectly. It perfectly slides on top of it, onto it, and then all you gotta do is weld all around it. My welds, again, look like shit, but they hold. So, that's how you attach this, and that's how you attach this. So, let me just pause it, attach the chain, and show you what the chain looks like on. Okay, so this is what the sprocket and chain looks like when it's on. One thing you gotta make sure, I know it's going to be tempting to, weld on the already existing sprockets, just reverse them, and use the bicycle chain. Try not to. If you do, the chain's gonna constantly pop off, and it's gonna be a nightmare. Why I like to use this size of one thing I forgot to say is this is a number 40 roller chain. 40, number 40 roller chain. Try and use these size sprocket and chain, because this hub is an inch sticking out. This is not perfectly, centered. It's not perfectly aligned. If you look down here, it's totally angled to the right. So that doesn't. If you get this same size chain, same size sprockets, same size everything, it's not gonna fall off. This chain has never fallen off on me. So make sure you get number 41. Sorry, no. 40, number 40 roller chain sprocket that has 48 teeth and a 14 tooth sprocket with a 3/4 inch hub. Make sure you do that for this assembly. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Look for part 2 on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Subscribe. Thank you.